Hi everyone, welcome in. I'm your master cosmologist, the head cheerleader to the stars, here with a video about Uranus in Gemini. We just had Uranus enter Gemini overnight here in North America. It had been in Uranus for years and years and years, and it was incredibly tumultuous and difficult to slog through. And it brought up so many things that needed to be brought to the surface, to the light, and be presented so that we could change them. So to just kind of summarize the action of Uranus through Taurus, it was essentially bringing up your bullshit. It was bringing up all of your bullshit so you couldn't keep tucking it away and hide from it or suppress it any longer. It was shown to you. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So with Uranus going into Gemini, now we have to change who we are. Those twins, you were one version, you have to do a 180. You've got to do a mirror flip. You've got to change the coin face, basically, and become a completely opposite, different, brand new version of yourself. Uranus in Taurus, I would call the zombie apocalypse. I'm just going to call it out. It was pulling up the fact that everybody is asleep at the wheel. They're unconscious. Nobody's driving the car. It's pretty interesting that all of a sudden we have self-driving vehicles and remote cell phone app driven vehicles coming onto the scene. It's no coincidence. It's just a divine reflection, a divine mirror of the state of consciousness, the condition of humanity right now, which is basically walking dead. And that is going to be confronting. It's going to be confronting, and it's going to require massive shifts and change as Uranus goes through Gemini. So if you are wide awake and fully conscious and fully incarnate, nobody except, yeah. let's just call spades spades. Let's speak hard truths here. Everyone is asleep at the wheel, and the more conscious you are, the more aware of it you are. You're going to see the word NPC a lot. You're going to see videos of people saying how they feel like nobody's driving the car, like they're walking amongst the living dead. Facts. It's just noticing what's happening. Anyway, let's see. Anything else about Uranus and Taurus? Yes. 2 songs I brought up way at the very beginning of the ingress of Uranus in Taurus. One is Shake the Ground by Kill the Snail. It was basically a worldwide earthquake getting everybody shaken awake. And then the second is Untrust Us by, Crystal Palace? Is it Crystal Palace? I can't remember. Shoot. Just type in Untrust Us, and it's the one that's I think it's Crystal Palace. Anyway, the best version of it actually is on YouTube. It's a little cartoon mock-up that they did, and what it shows is consumerism and capitalism and just money-hungry greed. The quintessence of that whole transit is in the video, basically, is what I'm saying. So we are now seeing the results of that. We are, oh shit, who do we trust? None of this is trustworthy. All of this is bullshit. All of this is stinky. All of this is decimating the earth. All of this is contrary and oppositional, opposing life. It's not in resonance with the very planet that we live on. With Uranus going into Gemini, now we get to change the way we communicate, the way we think, the way we speak, and our interactions to make these big changes. Big change is going to be the norm and also things being different and unknown and wonky. It's like if you can't get a grip on your mind and you let it get scattered and run away with itself, you're not going to thrive or survive through this 7 years-ish, 7 to 8 years-ish of Uranus and Gemini. Goes all the way until 2033. I'm going to be working with a couple decks here. I've got Neon Moon, which is a very dystopian, Mad Max kind of deck. I have postcards from the Liminal Space Oracle deck. Just know the words luminous and liminal have been coming up, and I've been pulling kind of ambiguous, how do I want to put it? Like decks that just are not as easy to read. We're going into this strange year and a half as we go towards the age of the Phoenix, where you're in a conversion phase. You are doing that switch from one twin to the other twin and needing to totally re-engineer yourself. And it's going to feel wonky, strange, foreign, kind of unfigure-outable. And if you can just relax into it, you're going to go through it with a lot more ease. If you fight it and you try to figure it all out and have all the answers, well, guess what, little buddy? You are going to ride the struggle bus through this. Lastly, I have the Star Codes Astro Oracle. One of the reasons I selected this deck intuitively is just kind of the geometry of it. It has a lot of Uranian, Aquarian feel to it, which I think is going to be quite emblematic of the times, I'll say. One of the things that's coming up, first of all, is, well, it's interesting. I've seen a lot of 2-hour videos about this topic, and I just want to bang my head against the wall. Like, ain't nobody got the time for that. It's Uranus in Gemini, not Uranus in freaking Capricorn, where you get the play-by-play and all of the things are sorted out and detailed and diagrammed. No, it's like just relay the information, kind of make it succinct. Communication, of course, being fast, but also direct. And yeah, I just think succinct is a very good word for this transit. If things are too wordy, too confusing, too convoluted, okay? We want to get rid of convoluted. Complexity is good in certain arenas. Communication, it's not so good. So that's the first thing that's coming up here. And I'm not going to read this transit generically like 99% of other readers will. I'm not going to tell you that it's just going to be advances in technology and faster communications. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. What I'm picking up on here is, hold on, hydrating. Diversity, complexity, diversification, and specialization. So let's touch on those pieces individually. Diversity is needing to branch out and go to foreign places, new spaces, talk to new people. Maybe your tribe, your friends aren't who they historically were. And also with that, be open to creating new relationships and approaching someone as a foreigner. Even if you were raised by them, you grew up with them, they're your family, you've been friends for 20 years, they did you dirty. You know, it's like everybody right now is converting and changing to their new version, their new era self. And it's completely unfair to relate to them the way that you once knew them. People change. Give them another chance, you know. Forgive, never forget. and just kind of take it on a case-by-case basis. Take it one day at a time. And I think there's this need to re-network, to reconnect, to change even your communication style with these people. And that will probably reinvent the relationships. With complexity, there's this need to, how do I want to put this complexity? This is kind of like a proliferation of species. I'm getting a lot of genetic changes here with this transit, where when you decide to change, when you decide to be different, when you choose new actions, when you are brave, when you get out of your comfort zone, that's going to change your mind, and it's going to rewire you. And then you're going to interface with the world differently. So there's going to be a lot of changes in the brain, and that is going to, the brain's going to become more complex, but I think it's going to become more streamlined and be able to surf that internet much faster internally. The genetic changes is, I'm just going to bring up a movie that I watched. I was called to watch it for a couple of weeks, and I finally put it on last night of all nights, of course, right when Uranus was still in Taurus, about to head into Gemini. I watched The Croods. The Croods, if you haven't seen it before, if you've seen it before, I would rewatch it. You'll interface with it probably completely new. Get a good couple laughs too about stagnancy and an unwillingness to evolve. Basically, The Croods is about cavemen that refuse to leave their cave, their safety zone, and everything is scary, everything is bad, everything is new, everything is different, and we're just going to stay right here. We're going to stay put. We're never going to evolve. We're not going to change. We're not going to explore. It's the same exact thing is happening right now. We are going into this immense evolutionary leap, and those who aren't willing to take the risky leap are going to get recycled by Uranus. Like, thank you for your contributions, but you're no longer necessary. And Uranus is going to just come in and reconfigure your molecules and disperse you out into the world as your base materials. It's kind of sounds a little harsh, but it's true. I would say that Uranus is not the agent of all of the AI and fast-paced tech changes that we're seeing right now. I would call that action Pluto's. And it's coming through to show the detrimental, uncontrolled nature of that, where Uranus, I feel like, is coming in to show us how to become the human machine instead of relying on outsourcing or making yourself irrelevant, self-oblivion, oh, there's a word. Words are not coming to me. I'm surprised the video's even coming out. 0 degrees Gemini, where Uranus is like a total mind wipe. It's like the scrambler ride at the fair. Just imagine your brain's like, it's like putty. It's putty, and it's very malleable, and it's like neuroplasticity. I love that. There's going to be a high amount of neuroplasticity, so long as you're willing to play with variables, experiment, risk, be brave, go to new places, talk to new people, try new endeavors, neuroplasticity. I love it. So back to the Pluto, you're going to see two groups of people: those that are able to pull on their innate X-Men powers, their internal tech, and those that are going to self-obsolesce and use the cell phone and the AI. Okay, so we have kind of like these supercomputers booting up within us, and those who aren't brave enough to do the internal reconfiguration, because it's a whole body frickin' pull apart, molecule by molecule, thought by thought, neuron by neuron. It's gross, it's hard, it's death defying, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who don't love themselves. So yeah, I almost feel like they're just going to put their consciousness into the machine, and then there will be those of us who are going to embrace the natural OI, the organic intelligence, the organic tech. And that is kind of animalistic. It's a need to interface with nature and to be outside. Think of how geese migrate along certain ingrained, patterned memory lines. They can kind of see like the waves in the air, right? That kind of tech is also available to the human. It's like The Wild Robot. That's another really good movie to watch right now, is The Wild Robot. You're becoming the wild robot, where if you keep practicing and honing your innate animal powers, your superpowers, that's how an X-Men onboards their superpowers, their skills. It's through honing it in practice and experimentation. And you'll be able to smell like a bloodhound. You'll be able to hear like a dog. You'll be able to see like a hawk. This is all stuff that's available to us through honing. The word honing is coming up. So let's see. Communication via different technology is one of the biggest things here. What I'm talking about here isn't our cell phones, it's not our computers, it's not all the gadgets that humanity is trying to make you buy and to keep promoting consumerism on the planet. What I'm talking about is paying attention to the morphogenetic field, paying attention to the synchronicities, paying attention to the signs. These are your interface. These are basically the computer game, the Matrix talking to you. Okay, so Uranus and Gemini is like, hey, the whole world is always talking to you. It's always giving you clues and messages, and it's interfacing with you. If you choose to ignore it, then guess what? You're going to struggle. You're not going to get the memo, basically. The more you can pick up on this, the more adept you're going to become at it, and the more of a magician or sorcerer, miracle maker, you know, you're going to be able to do things that will defy your own belief. The things that you'll become capable of will blow your own mind, because you're willing to blow your mind. You're willing to not think just in the way that you were brought up, the way that you were parented, the way that society groomed you, and you're willing to, with Uranus there, like blow your own mind and blow those circuits and create new ones, because you're constantly clued in to hearing and listening and seeing and paying attention to all of the constant data that's streaming at you always. Now, some of that too is knowing what to ignore and to just completely not respond to, because it's garbly-gook. There's going to be a lot of garbly-gook. And if you listen to the garbly-gook, and if you listen to the mind control and all of the just endless chatter, you're going to get confused. It's really important to hone and put blinders on. What else? Uranus in Gemini for me is also bringing up hive mind. This is the negative way it works and the positive way that it works. Negative hive mind is picking up on the fever, the collective fever of, oh, it's awful, everything's bad, nothing's going right, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Yes, the sky is falling. The old matrix is collapsing while the new is being constructed. It's a takedown and build up process that happens simultaneously. But if you get caught up in the fear and like bogged down by how quick the changes are happening, all of that data, it's to me saying ignorance is bliss on a level. You know what to ignore and only pay attention to the criteria, the data points in the field that are worth your attention, which comes with a lot of discernment. Okay. The positive quality of hive mind, think telepathy and also group think on an unconscious, subconscious level, where it's like collective dreaming. And it's also an ability to interface with people who aren't in your face or on your cell phone. If you get messages, somebody comes to mind, let that message be received. If you're open to it. If it's feeling like it's intrusive, of course, don't answer the phone. But practicing telepathy is going to be a huge boon. There's going to be this interesting little ballet, this orchestration, I think, where people who are worlds away, continents apart, are going to actually be designing the world together through this telepathic communication. What else with hive mind? Oh, I've always called this time period, like people say, world war number 3, trying to like mess with the tech a little bit here so that I can speak openly and share concepts with my audience. Anyway, I've always called it word war to the third power, where what we're going to see is a lot of dissonance and a lot of cacophony, a lot of noise, like banging pots, basically. And that's going to be deafening to some people. It's going to shut them down. It's going to panic them. It's going to put them into a flop sweat where they're just not really going to function. It's going to make them quite dysfunctional. Now, if you can cut through that and find the resonance in there and come into your own inner coherence, that's the strength of this transit of Uranus in Gemini. All right, I'm finally going to pull some cards. What I'm getting is to take the bottom card from each of the 3 decks that I showed you. Reason being is that it's the energy of the underdog. It's your come up. It's having been at the bottom and pulling yourself to the top. That was huge with Uranus in Taurus. Being buried, being submerged, being held down, just feeling like you had been carrying burdens as well. So this is a come up energy where it's time for you to think different, speak different to yourself internally, and be willing to completely evolve and change your character over to that other side. So I'm going with the liminal space bottom card first. Oh, shush, mirror, mirror. Okay, so see how this is like a submersion? It's like looking in a reflection in a pond. Leave this self down here. Say, it's been nice knowing you. It was fun when it was relevant. However, I'm needing to be this version of myself now and leave what was basically. So mirror, mirror, I love that. What I'm getting here with this card as well is how our cell phones and our technology work as a mirror. One of the mechanisms of social media is to act as a confessional booth. Everyone is required to confess and to put on the public crier board their intentions and who they're becoming. It's like a public announcement board as well as a confessional. Like, it's ugly, it's gross. You're going to see a lot of things vomit out. I would check yourself where you're watching, who you're watching. If someone's energy reads as icky as their field is giving off, I'm still healing. If their energy is feeling untruthful and not sorted out, like they have no clue, they're looshing. Okay. One of the biggest things with Uranus there in Gemini is people are going to be picking up on louche and not sourcing. Louche is, in French, it means squinting. That means that you're not yourself, you're not you're not able to see, you're blind. You haven't onboarded the clarity of your third eye, and you're picking up on the negative hive mind. What that is kind of like a static frequency fence where you can't penetrate through to source, where you can never tap to the truth, and you're picking up on old stories and what was, and it gets recycled and it gets twisted. So people will talk about the Pleiadians and this and that. It's like, where are you? That's not relevant. That's louche. That's just stories, jumbled history, jumbled collective memory, very ancient stuff. Like, you're not there anymore. Where are you? Look at your souls. They're on this planet. This is Earth, and Earth matter here. That was something that was huge with Uranus in Taurus, is stop bringing up what's not relevant here. Some of that's by design. Some of that's by just total confusion. Leave the bullshit behind, please. Interface with this realm, this planet, like a denizen of this planet. Meaning this place has a native spirituality. It doesn't need your Arcturian, Pleiadian, whatever missionary, preacher, religion, religioning you're trying to do here. Like, leave it. We don't want it. We don't want your paraphernalia. We don't want your propaganda. It's not here. That's your culture from somewhere else, okay? Thank you for some of the contributions. We love that this is a melting pot on a level, but also it doesn't apply. It's not relevant. Okay? Being out with the wolves and with the poison ivy and with storms and whatever happens here, how is your Pleiadian propaganda going to be of assistance here? You know, it's not relevant. So yeah, I think that's really huge. It's really huge to just kind of know where you are and to never forget that, you know. I feel like I went off on a tangent there. Let's go with our next bottom card. I feel like I lost a really good point too. It's okay. So I've got the Six of Wires, which is the Six of Wands on this deck. It says first place on the little billboard in the background. What this means to me is, like, you don't want to be last. You do not want to come in last place. That's going to be what gets scrapped. You want to be a forerunner. You want to be an early adopter. You want to be someone willing to evolve and change. Like, if you're a total troglodyte, know the difference between what is really off-putting to you and what tech is like, stay away, big red flags, no, don't touch it. And also when it's appropriate for your development. Like, this is developmental to me, where if you're just going to resist everything, then evolution is going to piece you out. Like, bye, thanks for playing. You want to come in last place. You're obviously not strong genetic material to carry on the next species. That's one of the things I actually forgot to mention, is like with the diversity and the complexity and the diversification. The diversification is bifurcation. It's genetic splitting. We are going to see individuation on a scale that we've never seen before. And it has to do with interfacing with the wild and onboarding your X-Men powers that I spoke of earlier. You're going to see different species of humans evolving right in real time. And being first placed, this is the card of victory, right? To be victorious is like, oh, there's a quote. Is it Einstein? Crud. Since we're at 0 degrees Gemini, Uranus right now, I cannot even pick it up. But basically the gist of it, the meat and potatoes of it is like, evolve or die, change or die. Oh, I'll pull it up. I'll bring it up on another video because it's actually really relevant and I cannot think of what it is. Maybe it'll come back around. Next card on the bottom here is Leo, shine. I like this because I always let everyone know that this is Earth. That means we base our cosmology, our myths, our astrology, our vantage point, our perception from this place. If we are sun-based, smash mouth. Walking on the sun. We are not walking on the sun. We're here. So everything is inverted. The way that other astrologers explain everything, it's inverted. It's not the age of Aquarius. It's the age of nefarious, I always say. So where are we heading? Hi, the age of this guy. It's like Black Panther style, where it's kind of wild tech. It's the wild robot. With the word shine, it's important that your uniqueness shines and that you don't dim your light and that you don't hide yourself. If you're wanting to be samesies, if you want to just keep playing that old character, if you want to mirror everyone else, if you want to fit in, you'll never develop those your genius, those advanced qualities. You have to let them out, and that also gives others the courage to do so themselves. I'm going to get another tarot card here. What else wants to come out for Uranus and Gemini? Four of Vials, which is the Four of Cups. As I was shuffling, I was reminded to keep it short and sweet. Not that 33 minutes is all that short, but you know, I feel like with this Four of Vials, it has to do with the concept I was talking about earlier of what to pay attention to, you know. Hold on, neuroplasticity is going on right now. I'm going to wrap this up because it's trailing off. So, and it's getting, oh my gosh, I can't believe the mental like putty that's going on today. I just can't. So this is a good point to stop. I would say know when to shut up, know when to tidy up your message. And also this is, to me, saying like a lot of things that are advertised and put out to you should be ignored and that they're quite toxic. There's only selective things that are going to be worth talking to, listening to, watching, ingesting, etc. Anything else before I close this out? Nope. I heard to wrap it up, cut it. So that's what I've got for you. And I think what I'll do is, as Uranus goes into each individual degree, I might do little videos to inform you what the nuances of that degree is bringing in. But here we go. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid to change your mind, and also just be willing to evolve yourself or get left behind. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye.